Hey everyone. In this one, we're going to work on the age groups. So we're going to declare some int variable for the age, and then we want to determine what age group that person is in. So here we have a pretty big list of different possible ranges or classifications of the ages, and we need to determine which age group that person is in based on the age that we're given. So let's start with that int age. And we're just going to put a number in there for now, and we can edit that as we go. So there's a big set of kind of possible ranges here. But the first thing I'm going to check is this last one, right? So if the age is negative or greater than 150, that is going to be invalid. Okay, so that means I don't have to check anything else. So I'm going to start with that immediately. If the age is and I guess we could do this. We don't have to do like the negative case. We could do the opposite. So it shouldn't be negative, and it shouldn't be more than 150. So let's do when the age is more than 0. So it should be more than 0, and the age is less than or equal to 150. And I guess it just says greater than 150. So yeah, I'll just do equals. And if it's in this range, that is the valid case. So let's say this is the valid age, right? Between basically 1 to 150. Otherwise, else, we will say just invalid, I guess, invalid age. Or let's make the message a little bit more dynamic. We'll print the age and say is not a valid age. Just to test it immediately, I'll get 400. And it's going to output here 400 is not a valid age. And I could also have made it a smaller number but make it negative, like negative 40. And that's going to say that negative 40 is also not a valid age. Okay, good. So we handled the invalid case, like the what if we give something that's not valid. Now we just have to fill in the rest here. I guess for sake of practice, I'm going to do this with each boolean representing each range. In some of the other practices, I've chosen to do it in a different way. I've kind of manipulated the order of the multi-branch, and that determined what my output was going to be. I could use that kind of approach in this one as well, where I control it and start maybe from the biggest one and go down. But just for practice, I'm going to go ahead and use the and basically use the operator to compare the range of numbers and compare two booleans at the same time. So if you do it the other way, as I've done in the other practices, that's definitely valid, and you can definitely do it that way. And that's completely fine. But just for practice, since I've done it that way many times, I'm going to do it another way this time. So in that case, I'm going to, let's just grab a couple of these so that I can quickly access them. All right, so I'm going to say if the age is more than or equal to 1, and the age is less than or equal to 2, so if you're equal to 1 or 2, then we will say that you are an infant, and I guess we are going to be outputting a lot. Let's not print multiple times. Let's use one result variable. And we can even change this one to be result equal to this output. Right, so instead of doing all of this in multiple print statements, let's just use this result variable. And for the result variable, this will be the infant level. Okay. One more thing about this one, could you have done age equal to 1 and age equal to 2? Yes, you could have. That's completely valid. But the reason I chose to do it as a range is because I'm going to need to do multiple ranges anyway for different age groups. So I figured we can just start with that one and just copy paste. So for example, I can copy this whole thing, and all I need is an else in there. And now I just have to fill in the numbers. So 3 and 5. And that level will be toddler. Right, so at this point, I'm basically good. I can like copy paste this a couple times, and all I need to do is just edit my number. So I'll just copy paste that a couple times. All right, and then now I just need to go ahead and fill in everything. So I'm going to have a kid at, okay, so let's see. I need my ranges up here. It will be easier to work with. So why don't I do this? Let's copy this. I'm just gonna like put it at the top here. And so this range will be kid, and that is from 6 to 9. And this next range is from 10 to 12. That is going to be the preteen. Then we have teenager from 13 to 17. And that's going to be the teenager. Then we have from 18 to 20 is going to be our young adult. Young adult. From 21 to 39, pretty big range, we are going to have our adult group. Then from 40 to 49, that will be our young middle-aged adult. That's a very long age group name. Let's see, we deleted those, so we use those, let's delete those. Next up, we have 50 to 54. That is going to be our middle-aged adult. So we have a lot of adult ranges here. Next up would be 55 to 64. That is going to be our very young senior citizens. From there, we are at the young senior citizens at 65. So 65 to 74 is going to be our not our very young now, just young senior citizen. After that, we need another one, so let's copy paste that. This time we're going from 75 to 84. That is going to be our just senior citizen. And lastly, we have the old senior citizen is going to be 85 plus. So because we already did the nested, we can just do else here at the end and make the result equal to the old senior citizen. Okay, so there you go. We had a bunch of like just multi-branch repeating, and we had to just manipulate our ranges. But that's all we had to do. We were just practicing here nested and multi-branch. At the end, let's go ahead and print our result, and we can run everything. So right now we have -40 is not valid. Let's go with a valid 140. And according to this, 40 will be a young middle-aged adult. Let's change that to 73. 73 will be a young senior citizen. We can go all the way on the other side to like 25. And 25 will be an adult. All right, so it seems like that's all we need to do here. It looks very long, but it was just a lot of repetition and practice, so hopefully it's clear. I'll see you on the next one.